What is it that stops you from being the best version of yourself? Is it fear? This question hovers over many of us like a shadow we cannot shake off. Fear, this great barrier, often dictates our decisions, actions, and ultimately, our potential. It's a common obstacle to personal growth and success. We allow it to cage us, to confine us within its cold, dark walls. But what if there was a way to conquer this fear and gain confidence instead? Scene script. Meet John, a man who once was in the grip of his fears. John was no different than any of us. He was charismatic, intelligent, and full of potential. But there was one thing that held him back: his fear of public speaking. This fear was not just an occasional discomfort, it was a paralyzing terror that dominated his every thought whenever he had to stand up and speak. This fear didn't just affect him on a personal level, it seeped into his professional life too. Despite being highly competent, he missed out on promotions and opportunities simply because he couldn't articulate his thoughts in front of others. His fear of public speaking was like an invisible chain, holding him back from reaching his full potential. But then, something changed. John decided he'd had enough. He was tired of his fear dictating his life. He was tired of watching opportunities pass him by. He knew it was time to face his fear head on. So what did John do? He took a step. Not a giant leap, but a small, determined step. He enrolled in a public speaking class. It was challenging, and there were times when he wanted to give up. But he didn't. He kept going, kept pushing, kept challenging himself. With each class he felt his fear losing its grip on him. His confidence grew, and he started to believe in himself. He started to see that he was more than his fear, that he was capable of standing up and speaking out. And with time, he did just that. John's story is not just about overcoming a fear of public speaking. It's about facing any fear that holds you back, that keeps you from being the best version of yourself. It's about understanding that fear is not a dead end but a challenge to be overcome. John's journey was not easy. It was fraught with self-doubt and setbacks, but he kept going, he kept pushing, and in the end he emerged victorious. John managed to conquer his fear, but how did he do it? And more importantly, how can you do it too? Fear can be conquered, and John's story is a testament to that. So, how exactly did John manage to overcome his fear? It was a three-pronged strategy: exposure, positive visualization, and cognitive restructuring. Let's start with exposure. John knew that he could not run away from his fear forever. He gradually exposed himself to the object of his fear, in small doses initially, then gradually ramping up the intensity. This method, called systematic desensitization, helped him to become less sensitive to his fear over time. Next, positive visualization. This is a powerful tool that John used to imagine himself successfully confronting and overcoming his fear. It's like rehearsing for a play in your mind. With each mental rehearsal, he became more confident, more prepared, and less fearful. Finally, cognitive restructuring. This is a fancy term that simply means changing the way you think. John learned to challenge his fear-inducing thoughts and replace them with more rational ones. He started questioning his fear. Is it really as bad as he thinks? What's the worst that could happen? More often than not, he realized that his fear was not grounded in reality. These strategies are not exclusive to John. They can be applied to any fear or phobia, and the beauty of it is, they can be tailored to suit your personal needs and circumstances. By using these strategies, John went from being controlled by fear to being the one in control. So, what stands between you and your full potential? The answer is often a four-letter word: fear. It's a powerful, paralyzing force that can keep us from reaching our full potential. We've explored the debilitating effects of fear and how it can hold us back. We've heard the inspiring story of someone who faced their fears and emerged victorious, a testament to the strength of the human spirit. We've also explored practical strategies to conquer fear. Remember, acknowledge your fear, face it head-on, and use it as a catalyst for growth. It's about harnessing that fear, transforming it into a driving force that propels you forward rather than holds you back. In essence, to conquer fear is to gain confidence. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone, embracing the unknown, and realizing that you are stronger than your fears. Remember, fear is only as deep as the mind allows. Conquer your fear and gain the confidence to reach your full potential.